Hello, bird nerds, plant nerds, nature nuts, whatever you'd like to identify as is fine by me. I am Grant. I am a horticulturist. I am presenting habitat gardening to you this morning from the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri people. That's Melbourne, Australia, otherwise known as Nam. Now, I'm watching the broadcast figures, and it's really weird. People coming in, going out, coming in, going out. Anyway, um, I'm here, and that's what counts. Um, Today I have 30 green flowered plants that are eh, pretty pretty commonly available. You might need to search some specialty catalogues to get some of them, but they're out there. If you've got an indigenous nursery or a very good native plant specialist nursery in your area, most of these should be able to be got. Um, I really do want to grow some of these and find a way to disperse them, but I think we're going to have to come up with a membership um, that that works for me to do that. So maybe I'll work more on the list because I do have a bunch of things under propagation at the moment. So um, yeah, that could be a plan for soon. If you are if you're here, say hi. There we go. We'll pop that down. How about I start with some of the well-known plants? So let me just check the comments too. Um, oh, good on you, Stream Element and Stream Elements and Botrix. Welcome. Uh, they're the uh, they're the automatic swear word uh, swear word protectors. Okay, let's start with some grevilleas. Um, and one of these you should be able to find pretty pretty easily, I think, and that's Grevillea dryandri subspecies Daisy carpa or Dazzy carpa. Um, Now, I have prepared a document for these too. So uh, I've prepared the documents for the last couple of weeks. So I'll be putting those up on Substack. Um, and I probably might make two variations available. One with maybe 30, uh, 30 of the plants we talk about, and then one with 100. And the one with the 100 with extra cultivation notes will go to people who um, support on Substack, and we'll do the same thing on Buy Me a Coffee. As I really like Buy Me a Coffee. Do you see that up there? Buy Me a Coffee. You can. Where is it? It's over. Just there. Buy Me a Coffee. So thebirdemergency.com/coffee if you'd like to get on that early. Okay, so Grevillea dryandri subspecies Daisy carpa or Dazzy carpa. And Grevillea salata. Now that's called the hidden Grevillea, and it's it's going to be a bit harder to find, but it will handle a dry spot and really enjoys full sun. the Grevillea dryandri subspecies dasycarpa, or the hairy dryandry Grevillea, um, is quite showy. It has long styles in the flowers, um, but it is better for Brisbane and further above. It does not like getting cold. So uh, there's also my favourite Grevillea shiresii, and that is it's not I'll, it's pretty hard to find. We've talked about it a lot on the Bird Emergency. It's a great hedging shrub, very dense, attractive, long, glossy green leaves, and then these bluish green flowers. So I think I included it in a blue flower episode a long time ago. Excuse me. Quite hard to find, but really, really, really good. Uh, what will we do next? We've done two Grevilleas. Let's do a couple of Hakeas. What do you think of that? Hakea vericosa, or the warty Hakea, green to cream flowers, and one of the things that gives it an extra tick is that it attracts native bees. Native bees love it. It's prickly as well. It has a dense habit, and I could have included that in last week's refuge shrubs. A lot of these lists will have crossovers because, of course, a lot of plants are, in a horticultural sense, multifunctional, and of course, they're multifunctional for the birds and animals as well. Hakea grammatophylla, centralian Hakea, a dry country Hakea. It's yellow green flowers. They're small flowers, insect pollinated. Um, so again, really good for getting native beetles, native bees, and honey flies, things like that into your garden. Let's do a couple of Banksias. Banksia lavigata, or the tennis ball Banksia. It has green, uh, lime green, pale green, spherical flowers. Uh, an excellent, an excellent plant if you can find it. Um, but it does need a well drained soil, so it's ideal for mounding or putting in a raised bed. Um, I've never grown them in containers, but I imagine they would adapt well to containers. I did get them growing well in Gippsland in Victoria. Banksia nutans, the nodding Banksia. Uh, Again, a small holds its flowers downwards from the stem, hence called the nodding Banksia. Um, I did get that going in containers. Um, likes being pruned. Um, greeny, greeny cream flowers, and they sort of start much creamier. As Banksia flowers mature and they eventually open. This one will go from sort of a whitey cream and then open to a pale green. Uh, Really, really nice if you can get it going. Um, let's have a look at a couple of acacias. I've got three on the list here. Acacia glaucoptera, the clay wattle, um, sprawling, low hedging plant, really, really useful in filling space. It's a good space filler, insect attracting rather than bird attracting. Of course, with all acacias, does have those acacia legume seeds that you'll find the pigeons and the parrots will adore. Acacia denticulosa, sandpaper wattle, pale green rather than a yellow. Um, its main feature is foliage. Oh, hello. We're seeing more people rocking in at the moment. Um, let's just see. I think we've got the same issue with Facebook today that we had last week. Even though I've managed to add the, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Hi, anyway. Uh, do say hi if you're here. I like to see the comments coming in. Makes these shows much more interesting. Yes, Acacia denticulosa, sandpaper wattle. Acacia celastrifolia, glossy leaf wattle. Again, another one that is suitable for or attractive, desirable for its foliage. Um, Pale green flowers rather than the typical acacia yellow. Um, oh, g'day, Stan. Stan just got a box of 12 baby native plants. Okay, would you like to tell us what you got, Stan? That might be fun. And while we're waiting for you to maybe type some things in, I'll keep going through. I'm into some Melaleucas now. Um, two of these Melaleucas are personal faves. Uh, Melaleuca viridifolia, viridiflora, the broadleaf paperbark, has greenish bottle blush flowers and is very, very nectar rich, and the birds love it. But it's quite a big plant, um, and it's ideal for anywhere that gets regularly inundated. It's a plant that you will find growing in wetlands. Similar, this next one, Melaleuca quinquenervia, the broadleaf paper, the prickly paperbark. Um, Creamy green flowers again, ideal for swampy areas. Melaleuca acacioides, the coastal paperbark, um, as maybe uh, in obvious in the common name, the coastal paperbark, really good for coastal areas, salt tolerant, uh, and attracts small insects. It's an insect pollinated bottle brush, but you will find birds um, visiting it supplementary as a supplementary feed. Melaleuca subulata, another one of my favourites. This is the green flowered Melaleuca. Um, there are, uh, oh, Stan's saying I'll have to go and post it on Blue Sky. Okay, do that. Do that, Stan. I'm opening up Blue Sky and maybe we can have a little chat about it. Um, do that. Geez, I haven't been on Blue Sky this week at all. How's that? How's that? I'm a bit bummed by uh, what's going on in the world at the moment. So um, I've had some interesting follows by the look of it on Blue Sky. Um, I didn't do any promotion for today either. Very, very bad of me. Where did we get to? Oh, and the other thing about um, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Oh no, I've mucked it up. My favourite is a Callistemon viridifolia. Callistemon viridifolia. Um, the green flowered, uh, the green bottle brush. How did I get that wrong? Um, It's because I've got this in about 8 point on my computer screen. Um, Pale green, highly bird attracting. The Callistemon viridifolia. Viridiflorus. Why am I getting it wrong? You will find it labelled viridifolia, though. That's so. Just look for the green flowered, um, uh, the green bottle brush or green flowered bottle brush. Um, Highly bird attracting, and also very, very frost tolerant. So it's uh, uh, it's highly desirable. So I'm just looking to see if Stan's up there yet. Oh, he's not. Okay, sorry for that, folks. I'm getting distracted by all the people who have followed and left comments. I hadn't opened Blue Sky for a week. Where did we get to? Callistemon. So the only green Callistemon I've got down there is Callistemon uh, vidiflorus or viridifolia. You'll find it labelled as sometimes. You Sometimes I'm tempted to put the Callistemon white ice or the white Anzac into this because they sort of start out greenish and then as they open up, um, they come out to their white. But no, let's not confuse it. Okay, now two of these uh, eucalypts that I've got in here, I've picked them because they uh, they start out with uh, well eucalyptus Leymanii, the bushy yate, is um, an old favourite in native gardening terms, but it's such a good one, um, and I'm I'm such a fan of it, but people hate it so much as well because it has these long fingers that are the caps to the buds, and they drop. And a lot of people find them very, very, very messy. So if you're a tidy freak in your garden, don't get the bushy gate or Eucalyptus leymanii. Um, if you if you don't mind a bit of mess underfoot as your plant goes through its flowering cycle, uh, it's a ripper. Now I think you're also going to find it um, uh, Conferomunata, I think. See, I'm showing my age. Let me put my glasses on. I'm showing my age because it was Leymanii when I was young. And I think now it's Conferomunata. So uh, let me just double check that. It is. It's Conferominata, the bushy yate. Oh, and it tells me, useful note here, formerly E. leymanii. Large shrub to medium tree, dark foliage, yellow clusters of green yellow flowers, spring, summer, and autumn ornamental capsules. So it has these big fingers of the capsules, and then they drop off, and you get these large balls of greeny yellow flowers. Birds love it, lorikeets love it. Um, so I highly recommend it. Um, but um, but it does get a bad rap because it drops these fingers everywhere, and people have, you know, well, I don't ever want to encourage more people to be getting their leaf blowers out. Let's see, where are we up to? Um, the Carimbia, formerly eucalyptus, citriodora, lemon scented gum. Uh, it's a stretch to call the flowers green. They're creamy green. Really insect friendly. The bees love them. The main feature is the beautiful, smooth, um, creamy foliage, bark, trunks, um, but they're excellent for attractive native bees. Uh, just seeing, I haven't seen anything from Stan. If you do post on Blue Sky, Stan, tag me so that I don't miss you amongst all the mayhem and all the grief and all the horrible news that is going on around the world. Um, okay, Carimbia ficifolia. There is, would you believe, some forms of the red flowering gum, Carimbia ficifolia, that are greenish, and they are, of course, variants of the cream flowering scarlet flowering gum. If you don't know, the scarlet flowering gum or the red flowering gum, uh, which is now Carimbia ficifolia, has flower forms from creamy green right through the spectrum of pink, red, scarlet, through to a orange or orangey form. So you would need to look for a cutting variety, um, or just try your luck with some seeds. It takes many years for them to flower from seeds. So if you want the um, if you want the satisfaction and the excitement uh, rapidly, get one of the grafted, cutting grown varieties. Uh, Persunias. They're a genus that you don't hear much about. Persunias are closely related to grevilleas and banksias and hakeas, but they're really reminiscent uh, of grevilleas. Um, a lot of their forms, also known as G-bungs. Persunia pinifolia, green, needle-like, piney, reminiscence of pine leaf G-bung, uh, greeny yellow flowers. Again, highly insect attractive, native insect attractive. Um, it's a ripper. Um, Also, very, very good in semi shaded positions. Um, what else have we got here? Persunia linearis, the narrow leaf G bung. Again, the Persunia pinifolia is greeny yellow, whereas the Persunia um, linearis is yellowy green. The uh, linearis likes dry shade, so it's one of those. And Stan, that might be one. You've got that position under your large eucalypt. That might be one to try. Um, and where else are we? Persunia Shama Piace. Shama Piece. Let me see if I can uh, see if it's known as anything else, because that one's hard, uh, but highly desirable. Uh, no, I'm not seeing it with another. Oh, I think Shama Puce. I think Shama Puce, the dwarf G-bung. No, I'm sure that has a different name in the trade. Sure, that's got a different name in the trade. I need to look that up more. Now that's very definitely green. Uh, it's has a couple of forms. You'll see it um, as a ground cover, but you can also see it as sort of a low tufting, sort of rockery plant. Um, really small green flowers. So uh, uh, it's the foliage which is its main feature, and it's sort of this bright green. Um, Again, native insect attracting, really good native insect attractor. Um, where are we up to? Oh, try, now we've got a couple of grasses and grass-like uh, plants. Um, Triodia-based dowii spinifex. Now, not going to be relevant for many gardeners in most of Australia, but ideal in the arid zone. Um, just don't put it right next to a path. Don't fringe it on a path. Lamandra longifolia, Lamandra confertifolia, both mat rushes. Um, There's a number of Lamandra species that you can look at. Mat rushes, um, greenish flowers, um, and greeny seeds that then mature to brown. Uh, Again, pollinated by native flies and native bees. So they'll bring those smaller insects into your garden, and then later you have um, if you've got rosellas around, they'll feed on the developing seeds. So excellent plant, excellent plants. Um, Tolerate dry periods. Um, Also semi-shaded positions as well as full sun. So wonderful. Now there's two. I've got two grass trees on my list, and because you can find them now often in nurseries. Um, Xanthorrhea glauca, which is that's the species that grows around Gippsland. Certainly, it was the indige around there. That was reasonably quick growing to give you a nice spherical head of foliage. But they throw greenish white flower spikes, but you won't get flower spikes for many years. And another Xanthorrhea johnsonii you will find um, often in the trade as well. Do always ask to make sure that they have been cultivated in uh, well, that they have been cultivated rather than dug out of the bush. If they are plants that have had to have been dug out of the bush, um, please ask more about that. Make sure that they have been legitimately rescued for places that are being cleared. I mean that's about the only time that it's acceptable for those for those plants to be purchased if they've come out of a wild setting. Even then, it's far less desirable than having them being cultivated. Um, Conostylus, Conostylus canticans, the grey cottonhead. Um, you'll find that these Conostylus are like kangaroo paws. Beg your pardon, but they're not kangaroo paws, but they are like kangaroo paws. Uh, so check that out. There's a fringe lily, Conostylus full sun as well. A really good plant to put in a dry, well drained spot in the garden. Full sun. I just noticed I have to improve my cultural notes because I don't have the flowering periods on them. Oh, it takes so long to do this. Thyssinotus tuberosus, the common fringe lily. Um, there are not many of these out there. There is a green flowered form. Uh, look for that. I probably should have mentioned there's Ballardieras that have got green flowers, and they're a nice climber. Um, yeah, so we will extend this list for sure. Final one on my list for today, Scaevola or Scaevola, as somebody once corrected me, but it doesn't look like Scaevola. It looks like Scaevola albidia, fanflower. It's generally bluish, blue, uh, pale blue, but there are green forms. So again, specialist nurseries might have that for you. Um, so there's my list. I'll I'll improve my lists today, and we'll get them up on Substack. And I've got to work out how we can get them downloadable from Buy Me a Coffee. I need to work on that. Maybe I have to do it through the website, but I can do it on Substack. So let's start there. Um, let's start there. All right, Stan. I'm not seeing your uh, I'm not seeing your list on Blue Sky yet. Uh, um, so hit me up with that. Hit me up with that. Um, all right. All right. I'm just going to be here for a few more minutes. If anyone's got any questions about plant problems, uh, plant design, garden design, I think we. I don't know. I don't know how we can do design in this format, but I think we can do like a design problem solving workshops or something like that. Not sure how. I'm not sure how the best way to deliver that would be. But if you do have a problem that you can't solve, and look, that can include any issues you have with coming up with a design. Yeah, we can throw those around. Um, all right, I should put some music or something on, shouldn't I? I really. Um, yes. Okay. Um, so we'll improve these lists. So I've got the orange list. Stan's just posted the plants on on Blue Sky. So let me have a squiz. Did you tag me, Stan? Bear with me, everyone. I'm going through looking for Stan. Uh, oh, maybe I should do it on Patreon. That might be. Not seeing anything yet, Stan. So I'll I guess we can catch up about that at a later time. I did have some bird news this week. I got another. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's have a look. Here we go. Trio of acacias. You got some aromophilus, very good. A broom honey myrtle, boobiella. Oh, good. So you did get a boobiella. Um, Looks like you might have got uh, the coastal boobiella. Native rosemary. So that's Westringia. Let me have a look at your labels. Uh, Looks like, is that an Acacia retinoides you've got there? You got an Aleria, so that's a daisy bush. Very good. Aromophila glabra, I'm glad you got hold of that. That one looks a little bit like you got a Goodenia obovata. Not sure. What's that one? Is that Leptospermum? Oh no, it's a callistemon, I think. Can't read that label. A Melaleuca, I can't read. Uh, Scavola crassifolium, very good. You'll get good use out of that. Melaleuca lanceolata, you will get excellent good new out of that. Myoporum insulare, yes, the that will be your local boobiella. Fantastic. That looks pretty good, Stan. Um, so you got a couple that'll give you some nice flowers. That's excellent. Excellent. Oh, we got to reshare that one. Excellent, mate. Um, Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very good, very good. Um, okay. Well, that just gives me an idea. We better do a coastal plants show. Maybe that can be next week. Maybe that can be next week. Maybe we'll do coastal plants next week, and then maybe we'll do. Uh, I think I've done shady, haven't I? Can't remember, but you could. It's always good to go over these again and maybe add some new ones in. Um, so we will do that. Okay, well I'm about ready for a bit of a rest, and it's ugh, even though it's a bit sunny today, it's flipping cold. I can tell you that. So good job there, Stan. Oh, I saw there was a post from Glenn uh, about something in the Botanic Gardens today, so we'll have to have a look for that too. Um, uh, so what I can say, just to let you all know that I have completed everything I need to for this course. So we're now building out, trying to get some work and uh, standardize my weeks again, so we can get back to more bird content. Um, oh, did I tell you my bird news? Did I? I, I don't even know if I told you my bird news. Uh, there we go. Hopefully they'll grow big and strong. They cost $36. I'll get another batch before winter is over. Well, certainly, even though a lot of people would tell you to hold off planting uh, until spring or something, I would disagree. I would be planting now. I wouldn't be doing much in the way of fertilizing now, but I would be planting now since you had the rain, and I think there's a bit more tipped to come in the next week if the long term forecast that I saw is correct. So yeah, get them in if you want them to be able to put on some reasonable growth before we get to any kind of dry weather. So, yeah, good stuff, Stan. Good stuff. Uh, my bird news was saw a bird that I hadn't. I don't know if I told you. Can't even remember back 3 or 4 minutes. Brown falcon. I had never seen a brown falcon here in St Albans, uh, but I did this week. Um, flying about the shopping district too. I did see it near the Oval, and people were actually training. They were training, so that's good. Stan. So here we go. In KI, we plant in winter. Well, it's a very sensible thing to do because you have hot, dry, and windy summers. So yeah, it's a good time to get the plants to establish a good root system. Very, very, very good. Very, very, very good. All right. All right. Folks, enjoy your weekend. If it's freezing cold where you are, like it is for me, rug up. Um, if you're on, if you're in Northern Australia and you should be having clear, balmy days, good luck to you. Uh, one thing, one thing I was thinking about that we could do and maybe share good nurseries, share nurseries that we know that have excellent selections of indigenous and native plants. So feel free to message me those things. Uh, it's fine if you do the messages publicly on Blue Sky or even on X or uh, as comments on the YouTube channel or something like that. But a DM is excellent because then I don't ever lose it, and I can build a nice little. Um, well, we can just have a nice little handout, can't we? Or a place on a place where everyone can go and look. Try and keep it updated. All right, folks, that's going to be that for today. Um, enjoy your gardening. Enjoy everything. Try not to look at all the horrible things that are going on. See you, folks. Oh, remember, do subscribe on YouTube. That's what I want you to do. Follow on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube, and on any of the other socials. I'm kind of back on X because I even though it's a hell site, I don't see much of the hell, but still the bird and plant community seem to love hanging out there. I don't know why, but they do. So X and Blue Sky, just at Bird Emergency or at the Bird Emergency, you'll find me, or thebirdemergency.com/YouTube, best places. Looking forward to catching up with you for Habitat Gardening next week. We'll be doing a fair bit of bird emergency during this week, but just look out for the posts about those. Still got to confirm a few people before I know exactly what times we're going to be chatting. Okay, hooroo, bye.